Welcome back, everybody. You are listening to the Morning Grits podcast. Grits on the go. It's your boy Joseph, aka J with the Grits, and you already know my man Leon. What's going on, Leon?
Man, nothing, man. Chilling. Good to be back, bro.
Right? It's been a minute, but we definitely had to go live, especially after this game. So
Oh, you know
everybody, right
that.
now, we are live on YouTube. We are also live on Facebook. So, as you know, Grits on the go. We pop up anywhere, anytime, just kind of giving you the content. A breakdown of what's happening, and what happened tonight was the Lakers lost in Game 5. The Miami Heat came out ready to play. Jimmy Butler, Duncan Robinson shooting threes. I don't think the Lakers had an answer for Duncan Robinson, but the game was still close.
Right.
LeBron had an opportunity to win the game. LeBron had an opportunity to give someone else the chance to win the game. And it came down to, you know what it was like for me, Leon? Because the Lakers
What's
are
that?
wearing they were wearing the Mamba jerseys, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm like 16.4 seconds left in the game. Fourth quarter, Lakers down by 1 point. I'm like, this is a Kobe moment right here. This is a straight Kobe Bryant moment. And I was just thinking to myself, LeBron, whatever you do, don't pass the ball. Don't pass the ball. LeBron, please, LeBron, take the last shot. Don't pass the ball. Give me a high screen and roll, and LeBron just take it to the hole.
Yeah. Let's. Okay. So let's check this out.
Okay.
First and foremost, let me tip my hat to the Miami Heat. I mean, they're really legit.
They're good.
They're really legit. They're really good. Just their schemes that they play. I see why they beat the Bucks. I see why they beat those, the Boston Celtics. I see why. They're a very relentless team. They're just, and think about it. They have a couple rookies on the squad that are playing like they're vets,
Right.
playoff vets, better than the Lakers vets. So I tip my hat to Miami. I take nothing away from them. I think Jimmy Butler, in my book, has now. I would call him a superstar.
Okay.
I didn't know that he had all that in him, and being able to watch him right now, all the things that he's doing, how he get his buckets, how he just have a unlimited motor, like he goes. I think he played like 46 to 47 minutes tonight.
Yeah.
I know he was extremely gassed. So I do tip my hat to them.
Yeah.
Now, get them out the way.
Okay.
Lakers, I have a problem with their approach to the game.
Okay, it was good.
The only person that really came up to play, or the only two I think that really came to play, was LeBron and KCP.
KCP was ready.
AD was playing well. AD came to play. He had a quiet 28. That's a lot of points. I mean, even though he was hobbling, he got injured, and that's one of my major concerns going into the next game is his health, because he was hobbling pretty bad toward the end of the game. He was doing the best that he can do. He actually got a block. I applaud his relentlessness. I mean, he kept coming. He kept blocking. He kept doing the best that he could. My problem is with Danny Green. Now, I know Danny Green, his resume is pretty good, right? And I want to ask you, and I'm going to ask you this question. How do you feel about his performance in the finals?
I don't think Danny Green's performance in the playoffs has been worth anything. Yes, he's had a couple of games where he's hit about 2 or 3 3-pointers. I think he broke a record for, I think, 7th off time.
Right.
For most 3-pointers made in the playoff history. But that's because he played with the Spurs for those many years with Tim Duncan when they were going back to back, and winning championships down there in San Antonio. But he's not the same type of player. He was one of those players that was on All NBA defensive team. So he could get physical and be in your chest and lock a man down. But he's not that same guy. Did he play defense great in the fourth quarter? I think he did lock up his man very, very well. I think the Lakers did change up their defensive scheme, especially coming out to the fourth quarter. One thing that I wanted the Lakers to do was go ahead and switch on the picks, something that they didn't do in the first 2 quarters, and they made that halftime adjustment. But when it comes back to Danny Green, I think Danny Green has been a liability I would have liked to see a little bit more Kuzma, just because I think Kuzma's been a little bit better and patient in the offense. He didn't have a great shooting game today, but I definitely would have liked to see. And you know what? But I don't mind Danny Green being on the court on our last play, only
Right.
because Danny Green, for history, is known to be that guy that can knock down a 3-point shot.
Right.
That was a wide open shot that you and I would have been able to hit. I just like LeBron trusted Danny Green in that moment. I probably would have trusted Danny Green in that moment as well too, just given the history of. But to answer your question, man, I don't think we should have started Danny Green. I think somebody else should have started in place of Danny Green. We could have maybe started Rondo or even Caruso. Caruso did a great job playing defense today.
Right, and I think that's the issue. This is my issue, and I'm looking at the comments. I see you ask, bro. We getting ready to address that now because I think that Danny Green, he's been struggling. I'm not taking nothing away from his resume. But when we play ball, if we wasn't playing the way we needed to play, we would get set down.
Right.
And I'm trying to figure out what is Coach Vogel's relationship with Danny Green that he constantly keep putting him back in the game. If he's off, he's off. That was my issue. The second issue is with Coach Vogel. Why are you keep playing Danny Green? I get it. He'll hit a shot here and there, but KCP was playing better.
Oh, KCP was balling today.
KCP, I would have rather him take the final shot than Danny Green. Danny Green is missing defensive assignments. Danny Green is getting torched by rookies.
Yeah.
I mean, he's getting caught up watching a ball. Like, come on. Like this, and it cost us the game tonight. It cost us this game tonight. And the fact that Coach Vogel put him in, knowing that you have two battle-tested players on your roster. Rondo and Smith. They've been in similar games like that, and they know they've been there before. I don't know why Rondo was not in the game in the final seconds. I'm trying to figure out why Caruso was there. Mm-hmm. You got to do a better coaching job than that. This
is two different things you talk about. You talking about why the Lakers lost the game, and then you talking about the final play.
But that's why they lost the game. Bad coaching, and Danny Green shouldn't have took the shot. And so my thing is, what you should have done is that you should have used another decoy, because everybody knew that LeBron was getting ready to be the decoy, right?
Man, I thought LeBron was going to take that shot.
He wasn't going to take the shot.
I didn't expect the ball to come in straight to LeBron because of the amount of time that was on the clock. I thought they might run some action, especially down low, maybe get LeBron on a block.
But that's the thing.
Come back up high, set a screen or something for LeBron to get him open and to have the ball in the final seconds. That's what I thought was going to happen.
But who was going to handle the ball? Who was in there to handle the ball?
I was expecting Rondo to be on the court.
And that's my issue. Like, Lakers, I think Coach Vogel, and then he tried to use the excuse that they did blow the whistle for Jimmy twice. That kept him in the game. Yeah. Which for me, like, you blowing, it's seconds on the clock.
Yeah.
And you know that at the end of the game, when there's seconds on the clock, you do not call those fouls. Those are fouls that you do not call.
What do you think about the one where AD came straight up and he met Jimmy? And they both hit each other. Boom. They both clashed each other. What do you think about that play there? You think that was a foul on AD, or they should no call?
It should have been a no call.
Yeah.
Because now in this situation, the refs controlled the game.
Yeah.
If I call two big fouls, Lakers are up by one twice. Jimmy get 2 foul calls and 4 free throws with seconds left to go in the game. Now the referees were controlling the game. But it shouldn't even been that.
Right.
Because like most of the people, you know what I'm saying, Lakers should have really switched. I mean, how many times were they going to let Jimmy Buckets go one-on-one?
Against Markieff, too. And Markieff didn't have an answer for him. When they switched on the pick with Markieff and AD, I thought AD would at least come on top of the pick, right? And then you can still have Markieff kind of funnel just a little bit under to where he's
Yeah.
still coming with the roll man. And AD
Yep.
can just come over the top and take Jimmy. But they didn't do that. The
Right.
reason why the Lakers lost the game is this. And it's been happening since game 3. Right? They figured out how to key on Anthony Davis. The first 2 games, Anthony Davis went nuts. He had over 30 points each game. The last 2 games, and even this game here, he did have 28 points, but it was a different type of 28 points that he had. It wasn't a dynamic, impactful type of 28 points that he had in this game.
Yeah.
The zone that they are using is incredible. The Lakers don't have any type of rotation or movement on the offense when Miami goes to zone. When Miami switched back to man in that fourth quarter, that's when the Lakers got busy.
Yeah.
But when they were playing zone defense, and one thing the Lakers need to do also is to be able to get up and run. When the Lakers are have that run up and down, that's when they could get Danny Green in the offensive flowing and hit that open 3. That's when he's good, when he's on the move. But on a set shot, Danny Green, I don't trust him. KCP was balling out of control because the Lakers have a high flow offense when they're moving up and down the court. Defense, the Lakers defense has not been there these last couple of games. There should be no reason why, and I get it. The same thing what you're saying. They could kind of do Jimmy Butler, put defense on him the same way that they were playing defense on Dame Lillard.
Yeah.
The same way that they're playing defense on James Harden. Because when the ball's in their hands, they're the ones that are initiating and creating everything. You have defenders who can stay home with the 3-point shooters. If Jimmy Butler is going to beat you like he did in Game 4, let him beat you.
Yeah.
But don't let everybody else beat you. Duncan Robinson had 26 points today.
Yeah.
And that was the thing when we went into the series. That's one of the things that I mentioned, Leon, was that the 3-point shooting of the Miami Heat is something that could be, a real problem for the Lakers.
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, I 100% agree, and I'm looking at the comments here, and everybody is agreeing that Rondo should have been on the court. And then you have Axe saying that Howard should have been back in the court, which I definitely agree. But I don't understand.
Dwight Howard was in the game.
But that's the problem. Why are you only playing Dwight Howard in like 4 or 5 minutes into each quarter and then taking him out for the rest of the half? Like that to me doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make sense that you're not getting the ball out of Jimmy's hand and forcing these younger players to make a play. If they make a play, then great. Jimmy shouldn't be getting to the bucket anytime he want to get to the bucket.
Right.
Why are we settling for that? I'm almost baffled that you're not doubling him like you said, like Lillard or Howard. These are some of the things that I'm talking about. Or Harden. Yeah, or Harden. This is ridiculous.
Right.
Like, it's like, are you coaching them or what's going on here? Right. Like, at least go to a zone. Do something to stop him. Don't just let him go past every player. And how many points did he have in the paint tonight?
Man, Jimmy had probably the most points in the paint that he's had this whole series. I think this was his best game. Even that 40-point game, triple-double that he had in Game 3, I don't even think that was Jimmy's best game compared to today because of the ways that the other players were actually getting involved. Jimmy Butler had his way with the Lakers, and that's really sad to say. That's really sad to say because the Lakers are the best defensive team in the league, and they've shown it.
I'm heated because
no pun.
You have no pun intended. I'm hot because this is ridiculous. We should be celebrating the championship tonight. We should be talking about a parade. We right now should be talking about a championship that was won.
Yeah.
Lakers gave this game away. This was for Kobe, bro. They had on the Mamba jerseys.
Right.
Like, the bench didn't show up.
Nope.
I'm like, what is going on? Like, is the powers that be, the basketball so-called gods, want to keep the series going to make the ratings better?
They do. But everything was written on the wall. It was written on the wall for everyone to see. Just like you said, the Black Mamba jerseys were out tonight.
Yeah.
Game 5.
Come on.
It's a closeout game. You know what I'm saying? And then the writing was on the wall when LeBron had the ball with 16 seconds left, Leon.
Yeah, but look, man, I understand.
You come out today and you dominate just like you did against Portland. Just like you did against who they played, the Rockets. Just like you did
Utah.
in Game 1 and Game 2.
Or Denver.
against Denver. But just like you did in game 1 and game 2 of this series, you come out here and you make a statement and you dominate.
Yeah.
Anthony Davis, I don't know how much more he has in him, bro. And that's the thing. It's like the last 3 games, my man's been getting nicked up. And my whole thought process is that the Lakers need to hurry up and end this series. And you remember, you were paying attention to the game, and I know you saw this. Right after Anthony Davis went down and he was clutching his ankle,
LeBron was
like shaking his head because he's like, I need this guy. And I understand why they had AD on the court because 80%.
He made big plays. He made big plays still.
He did. He still played defense. He was able to stand straight up and he was be effective there defensively, right? But offensively, the Lakers have to find a way to get Anthony Davis involved into the offense. There's no way that LeBron could have almost a triple-double, the type of night that LeBron had, and LeBron wanted it. Just like you started off with, man. The only 2 people that really came to play was KCP, and give him props because KCP wasn't really balling the first 2 games. He had a shooting slump, right? But he came out game 3, 4, and 5, and is proven.
And why you there? I'll eat my words. KCP is a hooper.
He's a baller, bro.
He's a baller.
Yep.
And if it wasn't for him, we would have been in a different situation. But like I said, I'm not counting AD because I already know AD is going to give us everything he have. At 80%, AD is still the second best player on the court. Exactly. So my thing is like LeBron did do everything he could. I mean, the guy was everywhere. He was doing everything. And on the last play, there was nothing else he could do. He dribbled into a double team, and that person, Danny Green, should have been a decoy too to swing it right over to KCP because he was wide open. Yeah. And once again, why wouldn't you have another ball handler like Rondo in the game to make a good pass and a good play?
Does LeBron need to take the shot, Leon? Because Twitter is going wild tonight, saying that LeBron should have taken that shot no matter what. You seen Kobe do it. Kobe's taking shots over 3 people, over 4 people. Kobe will shoot it up over everybody and anybody. Does LeBron need to take that shot at the end of the game?
And that's the thing. This is the thing. Let's break it down. You're talking about Kobe and you're talking about LeBron. 2 different type of players.
Completely.
People always want to get on LeBron for not taking it, but LeBron is not that type of player. He will take shots sometimes when he see it. But most of the time, he if someone is open, he will use himself. He's the most unselfish superstar that we've seen in the history of the NBA. He is a very unselfish superstar. And so I know LeBron is good. Like, okay, well, they're going to be doubling me. He double right. It was nothing else he could do. He had to kick it out to Danny Green. That was the only option.
There was a third player coming over.
Right.
Yep.
But when Danny Green got the ball, he should have been looking not to shoot. I can't believe that he shot that and had his hand stuck in the air like he was going to make it. And then after that, you have Markieff. Like, bro, LeBron is open over here to your right.
Wide open.
Trying to flag you down. Yep. And you try to lob it into you make a decision to lob it in. But that's why Rondo should have been in the game.
Right. Well, Markieff didn't know the clock. And LeBron even said it at the end of the game, too. About it was just an errant pass. LeBron did a good job of trying to clean it up. You know what I'm saying? Not trying to throw his people under the bus because he can't do that. Because it's more than just one play. And I get it. Sometimes when it is game on the line, you kind of lose focus. When you get that ball like that, but you shouldn't, especially somebody of Markieff Morris's stature. Markieff Morris is a player, Leon, and that's why he was on the court because he did hold it down for half of that fourth quarter. He was part of that Laker run. He was getting physical with Jimmy Butler. He did help with the switches. He got beat a couple of times by Jimmy, but he was good. You was about to say something.
Yeah, because Axe broke out a Melissa. I do see you. You said go back to the old school way. If you're not good, pull him out the game. Pull him out the game. Yeah. But then Axe came in when he said he could have drew the foul low key. So how? No, I think Danny Green could have because the way they ran out at Danny Green, Danny Green could have sidestepped him.
Yeah, Iggy was coming out there.
Yeah, he could have sidestepped it right in front of Iguodala because they had no fouls to give.
I don't think he knew the clock. He rushed that shot.
Danny Green?
I don't think he knew the clock. The way that he grabbed that ball and the way that he put the ball up so fast, because what you're saying right now is that you had Iguodala coming out to chase down that play. Like when LeBron went to the hole, LeBron was looking to score. LeBron wasn't looking to pass originally.
It was almost three defenders there.
He couldn't. LeBron's initial intent was to go score the ball, but the play was drawn up pretty. The play that they had was drawn up beautiful because Danny Green was wide open. So
he was
I know you don't like the coaching that was there, that especially on that last play, but that was a beautifully drawn play.
It could have been somebody else. It should have been somebody else. It should have been somebody else. But he shouldn't have been on the floor.
What if LeBron was like, put Danny right there? Like, we don't know that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Danny was there. Danny was. I'm just saying.
The only reason, but listen. Right, and I'm sorry to cut you off. The only reason why Danny Green was there, and this is the only reason why he was there. The only reason Danny Green was there is because they had the shooter guy on him, the one that don't play no defense.
Duncan Robinson?
Duncan Robinson. And he called him to pick. Danny Green shouldn't have been in the game because they were going to attack whoever Duncan Robinson was guarding. So LeBron was going to call whoever Duncan Robinson was guarding at the time. It was a high pick and roll. He went off to the right. It just happened to be Danny Green.
Yeah.
So when they came to double him and almost sent the third man, the man that Duncan Robinson was guarding was Danny Green. So Danny Green had the shot.
Yeah.
But that goes back to coaching. He shouldn't have been in the game. I understand that, but if you're not shooting well.
Yeah, but you're playing them. Danny, I'm not sticking up for Danny Green, but look at it like this. This dude's a 3-time champion, bro. He's been in big moments, and he's hit big shots. He's hit big shots for the Spurs. He hit big shots for the Toronto last year, too, when they needed it. You know? And then you got KCP, who was on fire, so you keep him on the floor. Right? Who else was in the game? LeBron.
He's shooting 20% from the 3-point line in the series.
But all you need is one shot, Leon.
Come on, man. Come on.
Hey,
come on.
I wouldn't have started Danny Green. You asked me about how I felt like Danny Green was playing earlier. I don't like the way he's been playing in the playoffs. But when it comes down to my final five, what's your final five? My final five would have been this.
I'm glad you asked.
I know because you want to tell me.
I'm glad you asked because One of people on Axe, I appreciate all the feedback, but this was a good five. Bron, KCP, Rondo, Howard, and Davis.
Okay, so you would have that should have been. So you would have had Dwight Howard, not a 3-point shooter, and you would have had Anthony Davis and Rondo on the court.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have put Kuzma and maybe Rondo on the court to surround with KCP and LeBron?
No, because now you put either the ball, you're going to put the ball in Rondo's hand. So now LeBron has a chance to play off the ball, to run around a couple of screens, to do some flashing for him, and then you have AD as a second option. You got to go with your 1-2 option.
Yeah, LeBron and AD for sure.
Yeah, so get a guy who can get them a good shot like he did AD. AD hit the buzzer winner, right? Who threw him the ball? Who inbounds that pass?
Rondo.
That was Rondo.
That's Rondo.
So you put the ball in Rondo's hand, you run some sets for either Davis or you run a set for LeBron.
For LeBron, yeah.
You're going to live and die with those two. But the fact that LeBron had to take the ball, make something happen, that was a bit much because they were able to collapse in the middle. Mm-hmm. So if you put Rondo there, who has a ball handling, he can handle the ball. Now you have way more options.
I see why you might have had Howard in there, maybe for an offensive rebound, a real quick tip back. You know what I'm saying? Because you maybe expect AD to kind of be spread away from the basket at that point in time. But forget that. Clear the lane. Let LeBron go one-on-one and get the buckets. You know what I'm saying? I don't need a big man in there at that point in time in the game. Give me AD. Let AD be the decoy. Reason why? Because AD was hobbling. Give me the ball to LeBron James, put it in his hands, and let him make a decision. But surround me with some shooters. Give me Rondo, because Rondo's going to make the best decision on the court besides LeBron.
Right.
Give me Kuzma, just because Kuzma's not scared of the moment. He's not scared to take the shot. And you know I'm not a fan of Kuzma, but Kuzma's been playing good.
He's been playing well. Yeah,
all these people out here talking about don't give Kuzma a ring, that's whack. Because Kuzma's actually been playing a really, really good final series.
Yeah,
he's been very, very patient. He's been effective. He's been efficient. And he's been playing D really, really well. Except for today, he leaves his feet a lot. I hate that. But I would have had Kuzma. I would have had Kuzma, Leon. I would have had Rondo. I would have had AD, LeBron, and KCP. That would have been my 5 to end the game tonight.
Yeah, and that's everybody on here, and I'm just going here because they. I mean, I agree. Rondo acts like Rondo sees math. Lori, what's up? How you doing? She said they needed defense. So Dwight is pretty much an AD. You're better. Okay,
They didn't need defense. The
Jimmy
Lakers
kept getting to the bucket. But Jimmy kept getting to the bucket.
No. The Lakers just came from a time. We talking about the last play of the game, right?
Okay.
When it was 16 seconds left.
Right.
The Lakers just put Jimmy Butler on the foul line, which it wasn't even a foul when he was going in there. Markieff Morris had blocked his shot, right? So the Lakers went to a timeout after Jimmy made those 2 free throws. They came back out. That's why I said you would have a whole 5 spread of shooters. You don't need no defenders on there. Markieff Morris, he's hit some big shots in this playoffs. You know what I'm saying? For the Lakers, it kept them close in a couple of games, hitting some 3-pointers. But when it comes down to like this last 16 seconds, I'm not putting Markieff Morris in the game. I'm not putting Dwight Howard in the game either.
Bro, that shocked me. I looked and I was like, why? Morris played terrible defense all night. Mm-hmm. Like, give me somebody else. You got to give me somebody else. Markieff Morris, I respect him, but the last couple games, 3 and 4, he couldn't throw a penny in the ocean. But and that's the thing. Like, you're living with these guys.
Yeah,
they're not even contributing. He's just out there. Like,
so you're playing. So you're playing J.R. Smith. You're playing J.R. Smith.
Yeah, I would give him a shot. I mean, why not? He's playing Danny Green. He can't play no worse than Danny Green.
That part.
He can't play no worse. And he's been there. You know that he's been there too. So
LeBron trusts him.
Right.
Majorly. LeBron has major trust for.
So why you got these guys that have that experience in that type of game, and you have a guy that's not doing well? And I'm not. I like Danny Green. I like him. He's humble. He does his thing. But right now, you killing us, bro.
I don't need no humility right now.
Yeah, I want to.
I could take some action and go ahead and get some buckets,
bro. We should be on here with these fans right now, talking about a championship.
Yeah, I thought we were going to do that today.
Lakers tie Boston.
Yeah.
LeBron gets his 4th ring. AD gets his 1st ring, solidifying him. He's coming back next year. We bring it back to squad. We about to upgrade. We should be talking about a championship, but instead we got to wait to a game 6.
Yeah.
And if you let Miami win game 6, everybody knows that in game 7, anything can happen.
Okay, look, check this out, bro.
Okay.
And look, and I know in recent years, we probably haven't seen this many down 3-1 comebacks in the history of the NBA. In these last few years, let's say the last four years total, right? And I'm not just talking about just like the finals. I'm talking about, even in just regular playoff series. There's been a lot of teams coming back from 3-1, Leon.
Yeah.
But the Miami Heat are really good. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. They've made some great adjustments. Jimmy Butler's got this team believing that they could do anything. He's got them playing bigger than what they are.
Yeah.
Kendrick Nunn was a really, really important factor to tonight's game. He's really quick, lefty. The Lakers didn't have any way to stop him, especially on pick and roll. He scored 14 points very, very quickly in the game. The third quarter, second quarter, he was very effective and created really, really some really tough mismatches for the Lakers. Going to game 6 is, and I'm about to ask you right now, because you almost sound like, because I predicted the Lakers going to win in 6, Leon, just because I knew like the type of defense that Miami plays. And I kind of know that their 3-point shooting is pretty much out of control, bro. These cats over here breaking records. Like, you know what I'm saying? Do the Lakers have something to worry about in game 6? Is this something that the Lakers are going to win? Do you think the Lakers like really have to, what kind of adjustments do the Lakers need to make? Like, you sound a little fearful that the Lakers will go to a game 7. Like, what's really up?
My thing, it is a little fear there, and I'm going to tell you why. AD is hurt. And you've given this Miami team a hope to win. They know that they can beat you now.
They have life, yeah.
So
confidence.
Now, because you didn't question, this is the game that the Lakers should have won. Lakers need to make some major adjustments, and I don't think Coach Vogel is going to make the adjustments that he need. And that's fearful, because my issue is that you're a good coach. Now, what's his name is out coaching Vogel. I'm sorry. Eric Spoelstra is really out coaching him, because he have Hero and what's his name?
And Duncan
And
Robinson.
Duncan. They're running so many action plays. Lakers guards are not able to keep up. And so for last 2 games, Coach Vogel haven't made any adjustments. He's allowing these guards, these young rookie guards, to run circles around the Lakers. I would like to see the Lakers run a 2-3 zone.
Okay, that's an adjustment.
They're going to have to run a 2-3 zone for a little bit because they're not able to handle these guards, these quick young guards that are just like, you remember how Ray Allen used to be, and what's his Reggie Miller? They get going, Rip Hamilton, these type of guys that are constant movement. A few times Lakers guards just fell asleep. And they did. And they just slide over and wide open three.
Was one of those people.
Right.
KCP was one of those guys. A couple times he fell asleep.
Yeah. So it's like we know what they're doing. They either running options for them. They're running them hard off of options at the top of the key on both sides, and then either that or they letting Jimmy go 1-on-1.
Yeah, but I'm not giving Miami that much props, Leon.
You better.
No. I'm talking about in the fact that you're saying that the Lakers have not made adjustments. Duncan Robinson, this is the first game that Duncan Robinson actually got off. Duncan Robinson has done nothing in the finals.
He killed us last game too.
He did not.
He hit big shots.
Bro, he hit a couple shots. He hit a couple of shots late in the game. Yes,
when they mattered. When they mattered.
He hit a couple of shots there. Tyler Hero hasn't gotten off. The Lakers have played the wings very, very tough. And Alex Caruso is a really big part of that, right? The thing that the Lakers, I think, need to do, Leon, and I know what you're saying as far as like, look, 2-3 zone, get a little boxing one, play a little matchup zone.
Give them different looks.
Switch on the wings, switch in the corners, make sure you got a man in the corner because those guys like to shoot threes. Extend the defense out a little further. I totally get that. But I really think the Lakers' problem is the Lakers' defense. It's the Lakers' defense. So I agree with you there. The Lakers' defense needs to step up, and because their defense is what creates offense for the Lakers. When the Lakers move the ball and they are in a fast-paced game, you cannot stop the Lakers because that's when the Lakers are the most dangerous. In the half-court game, they can't figure it out against the Heat.
But that's the thing, like a 2-3 zone to stop them running around those picks. And just like Axe said, I thought about this. Why not bring in Quinn Cook for a second? See what he can do against these guys. Why not? Why not? Why not?
Bro, he ain't proved nothing in the season. In the regular season, he hasn't proven anything.
But it's not about what he haven't done. It's about putting in options to change up what you got already. Because obviously Danny Green ain't doing nothing. You want to keep rolling with Danny Green?
No. But you know what? I rather not put Cook in there because Cook ain't shown nothing, bro. Because he's not that good. Give me that.
He's a quick guard. He's a quick guard.
Give me Tyler Horton Tucker. I'll take Horton Tucker in there. Put him in there.
That's fine. That's fine.
Put him on Jimmy Butler. I'll take that.
I don't know about that. But what I'm saying is that you gotta, when you're struggling as a team, you're gonna have to make some adjustments. You're gonna have to make something because right now what the Lakers are doing is not working. You have two of the best players. It's nothing for him to throw him in for 2 or 3 minutes to see if he can adjust. That's not a desperate move. That's smart coaching.
You might as well put Jared Dudley in the game. That's a desperate move.
No, it's not.
That's a desperate move.
Because what the Lakers issue, this is what the Lakers issues is. This is what their issue is. They cannot get someone to get into the paint and cause trouble. It's not about Cook not showing up for the season. If Cook can get in the middle and cause problems for Miami, that's the issue. Lakers are shooting the most threes that they ever shot this series. They're settling for threes, and they're not attacking. The only person that's attacking the paint is LeBron James and Rondo on different occasions.
I can count on my hands how many times throughout the regular season, the games that Quinn Cook has played, that he's actually tried to penetrate and attack the defense, Leon. He's not attacking the defense either. Leon, when you put in Quinn Cook in the game, bro, that's like a desperate move. Quinn Cook is not going to be the savior of LA, even if you put them in there for a minute or two. It's not happening.
I'm saying, look, whoever it is, we got to get somebody to get to the bucket.
Quinn Cook's not going to give you that.
Lakers are living and dying at the 3-point line. They're living and dying. This is the most that I've seen the Lakers shoot. They shooting so many threes. They've gotten away from their game plan. And their shooters are not hitting shots. So what else are you going to do?
They have nobody attacking the gap of the zone. I get
That's what I'm saying.
But a lot of that is not coming from penetration. They're not setting picks on the top man, right? That's not happening. There's no.
Well,
cutters.
they doing that with LeBron a little bit. LeBron is calling picks.
They're kind of getting the switch there, but there's no cutters. There's nobody flashing up if ball's at the top of the key. If ball's at top, there's nobody flashing up, making himself available.
Well, they're cheating. They're cheating. Duncan Robinson, and that's what they were saying this game, is that he's cheating off because they're not hitting shots. And so when LeBron go to the bucket, they're collapsing. They're collapsing. And so their shooters are not hitting. They're collapsing on LeBron. AD is hurt. He's doing the best that he can. You need people in, and if you keep living and dying with Danny Green chucking up 3-point shots and whatever, then we're going to continue to lose because they're cheating, and we know that they're cheating. But Miami is making us make 3-pointers. Yeah. And 3-pointers is not our specialty. That's how they've been able to beat us, is because they're living and dying with us shooting 3-point shots. And right now, we're not better.
14 for 38 from the 3-point line. 14 for 30 from the 3-point line was Miami. We matched them on 3-point shots. But I understand what you're saying.
How many did we make?
We made 14. 14 out of 38 today. They made 14 out of 30. But at the end of the day, it comes down to making big plays. It comes down to being ready. It comes down to being hungry. And Miami right now seems a little bit hungrier, at least in those last couple of games they did. The Lakers did match intensity. LeBron kept the Lakers in this game the whole
single-handedly.
game.
Single-handedly.
I witnessed. I was a witness today.
And that's the thing.
And I was very, very pleased by how LeBron James performed.
And my thing is, like, you know how they were scrambling when they played Denver? Mm-hmm. You know how they were scrambling on defense when they were playing Houston? Mm-hmm. We're missing that same intensity. Yeah. It's like the Lakers don't have, the only person who have that intensity is LeBron and KCP. LeBron.
Yeah,
and like maybe Caruso.
They're satisfied with just being in the finals.
Yeah, like they were all over Denver. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, well, okay, so where's the same intensity? Like you Miami is good, but they're not that good. I mean, they're a great team, but we should have ended the series 2 games ago.
Yeah, no, I feel that.
But you know what I'm saying? I'm just angry. I know I'm showing a lot of passion tonight, y'all. I know I'm angry.
I love that passion, Leon. You know I say I love that passion, boy. But you have a right to be angry, man. The Lakers let everybody down today. It was really a disappointment. Like you said, to start it out, everything was presented for the Lakers to win the game.
Yeah.
You know, the writing was on the wall. Everything was in the Lakers' favor today to win the game.
Yeah, absolutely. But, you know, it's going to be interesting next game. I'm just a little concerned about AD because, you know, he's a big part of what the Lakers is trying to do. Yeah. And I really would love to see Vogel make some different changes because we got to switch some things up right now. But don't tell me that the Lakers should put in Quinn Cook, bro, to make that change. I don't think that's the key. What other comments your people got over there? What other comments you got up in here? Well, one said that Quinn plays better with LeBron. And then Ax said, listen, the team we're running with right now ain't it, Chief. We got to switch it up on them. Okay. So we gotta give them different. And if you don't like Cook, but you gotta find some pieces as a coach. It's on your shoulders. It is. You gotta find some pieces, and you gotta get somebody in there who's going to ignite the Lakers. You can't continue to live and die with Markieff Morris, who ain't really being effective, and Danny Green, who's not being effective. You got to see that as a coach. At least put Kuzma in. Yeah. Put somebody else in. Like put Teflon or put in J.R. Smith. Put somebody in. Shoot, put me in. Put me in. Put me in. You want to win? Put Booby in. You feel me? So, shoot, do something different. Right. Make an adjustment. Yeah, it's definitely Lakers need to make some adjustments, you know. And it's been a wild series so far. This was one of the best games played in NBA final history. I can definitely say that this game was a great game.
win or lose. We definitely wanted the Lakers to lose, but we got to give props to Miami. Yeah. Miami has been holding it down. Miami's been doing their thing. The Lakers have their hands full. But I do feel like the Lakers will get it together. You got Jason Kidd on the sideline. You got Miles Simon. You got the coaching staff, which is really awesome. The Lakers have made adjustments throughout the whole season. They've made adjustments this whole playoffs inside the bubble. And LeBron James is not going to settle for anything less than a championship. And I think the Lakers will come out a lot hungrier. I think they'll come out with a lot more passion this next game.
Yeah. I mean, I honestly would like to, and one thing, and I know we're past our time, I would like to see Rondo either start or even Kuzma to start.
Okay. No Danny Green, right?
No Danny Green. Danny Green can come off the bench.
He come off the bench. Okay.
He can come off the bench.
Are you like Howard starting in that lineup?
I love Howard because Howard is going to continue to. Like Dennis Rodman, he was in there. He wasn't going to do much, but he was the igniter of his team. And Jordan realized how much he needed. You need players like Dwight Howard.
Yep.
That's going to give you everything he got and be an issue on the other end.
Yep, he was mixing it up with Jimmy today. You know, he got in a lot of cats' heads. Crowder's heads. He got into a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know why the Lakers aren't playing him more than 8-10 minutes a game.
Yeah. And Danny Green can sit like we're trying to get this chip right now. We one game away, and right now the game 6 we gotta win. We gotta win game 6. Because if we don't, everybody knows game 7, anything can happen, whether you play a good or bad game. Anything can happen in game 7. So we don't need to go to a game 7. I think that we need to reestablish dominance in the series because momentum have shifted to the Miami Heat, and they have all the momentum going into game 6. And so now they know they don't think, they know that they can beat the Lakers. Mm-hmm. And now that makes them a dangerous team. And so we've given them that much confidence. So now we need to go out. I want to see everybody diving on the floor. I want to see everybody going to crash the boards. I mean, I need to see a collective team because LeBron did everything he can, and you got to help him now. You got to help him. So, yeah.
And that's the beauty of basketball. That's the beauty of the NBA. That's the beauty of the NBA Finals when you have the 2 best teams. You got David and Goliath or even not. You know what I'm saying? You got just 2 of the best teams really just going at it, slugging it out, and you don't know what the outcome is going to be. But we definitely want to thank everybody for tuning in to the Morning Grits podcast. We come to you live, on Facebook. We're also on YouTube. So please go ahead and follow us, subscribe, hit that like button, hit, the notification so you know when we drop a new video. It's your boy Joseph, a.k.a. JWitTheGrits, my man Leon the Baller. Up in here, we have to represent for the Lakers, but we also have to keep it real with sports. We got to keep it real when the Lakers aren't really doing anything. And tonight, the Lakers did lose to Miami Heat in Game 5 in the Mamba jerseys. But Game 6 is coming up on Sunday, Leon. And so, hey, we might just come through. More than likely, we're coming back, to let y'all know that the Lakers did win this championship.
We're going to be celebrating.
It's a celebration up in here, on Sunday. So we definitely see y'all then. So y'all stay tuned. Make sure y'all subscribe to the Morning Grits podcast.
All right. Y'all take care. Peace.
Thank you.